Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? So, welcome to Craft and Chat today. Hopefully, everybody is trying to stay warm. It is so cold out there. It's nuts. My hands are freezing, but I'm sure all of yours are too. So, let's say good morning to everybody. There is Joe Fix It for you. Hi, honey. How are you? There is Cora Phelps. Good morning, Cora. How are you doing this morning? There's Wendy at Hardneck Farms. Good morning, Wendy. There is Gillum Farms. Hey, hey, hey. Wish I could be here, but I have a meeting this morning. God bless you all. Well, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it. And I hope you gave me a thumbs up and good luck on your meeting. And God bless. There is Rebecca, Touched by Yarn, and she is saying hello to everybody. And Wendy is as well. Wendy said, I sure have a lot to do today to prepare for the cold. Yuck, it's supposed to be 61 today. I know, isn't it crazy how it's like so warm in the daytime and then it just gets down so cold at night? I was hoping for the 20s at night. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. I'm hoping for the 20s. Yeah, really? My standards have really changed here in Georgia. But yeah, but I see it's going to be teens, and that is really hard on this old homestead. I'm going to tell you. Wendy wants to know if you are staying warm, Rebecca. And Rebecca is saying, I tried to go to the mailbox yesterday, and our road is nothing but packed snow because of the tires. I do not want to walk down there because I'm afraid I'm going to fall. And then that would not be good. Let's see. So she said, stay safe. Yes, stay safe out there, Rebecca. It don't take much to slip on snow that's become a packed hill of ice. We still have snow here outside on the ground. And I know y'all think, are you crazy? Really? Georgia? Yes. We have snow that is in little pockets that the sun doesn't get to very much. And those little pockets are absolutely frozen. Cross my legs. Let's see who else we have in here. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Good morning. Hopefully you guys are staying warm too. Even Texas is getting some bad weather. He hasn't had his bacon yet, but it's okay. His vision is not impaired because of that. He can still see the chat to say hello to everybody. There is Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Good morning. Yes, make sure you hit that like button, please, if you don't mind. Help push us out. There is my sister Christine. I've got you in an ear for a bit. Hey, everyone, I can't chat. So Christine says, hey, everybody. She's working. She's working and listening too. We're being supportive and trying to do her day job all at the same time. And that's not easy. There is Karen. Good morning, Karen. There is Annie. How are you? Hopefully you are doing good. You are probably sweating right now, which is something that we wish we could have a little bit of your heat, just a little bit. So let's see if I have missed anybody. I think I said hello to Troy. I know I highlighted his hello, but I was yakking. And he said, there y'all, great to see everyone. Let me get back down to where I was. So Troy, I hope you're doing well, my friend. You know, we all love you and we are all keeping you in our prayers so that hopefully everything with you is going okay. Let's see. No sound. Jesse, don't say it. Maybe you need to turn your volume up. You're making me crazy. Why do you do that to me, Jesse? Why do I listen? Why do I listen? And now I get down here and I see the just kidding. There is Karen. Yeah. See there. He's being mischievous this morning. All because he doesn't have bacon yet. Don't take it out on me. I can do it. There is James Hall. Good morning, everybody. There is Stitching It Up, Capturing Country Life. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. Excuse me. My nose is running a little bit this morning because it's freezing outside. I mean, come on. I don't care who you are. Your nose is going to run when you go out there and the wind hits you in the face. There is Scotty. How are you doing this morning, you crazy guy? You're so silly. Holly Hobby, good morning, good morning. She said, hi, all, heading out to an appointment for my spine. I will keep you on as long as I can. Thank you very much, Holly, and good luck to you. We'll keep you in our prayers as well. There is Jessie. I'm Jessie's girl, Lisa. How are you doing this morning? Getting up to make Jessie's bacon. The man just can't live without it. He absolutely just can't live without it. You are such a good wife. He should be very, very thankful for you. And I know he's probably saying, what? She should be thankful for me that I said yes, right? I can hear him now. I can hear him in my head. That's a scary place to be. There is Nanny Tam. Good morning, Nanny Tam. Hopefully you are doing good and getting all settled in. I hope. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody, as we all don't. And if I do, don't charge it to my heart. I'm hoping I'll catch you down in the chat. So glad to see everybody saying good morning to everyone and connecting. Good morning, Julie Cook. How are you? Let's see. Glad to see you in here. Thank you so much for stopping in. There's the Bud Files. Good morning to you. Hopefully you guys are doing well. There is Tamra, Heartland HQ with Dink and Tank. She said hello to everybody. Look at that big old line of people she's got going on there. I got my coffee, Tamra. I got my coffee, girl. You know I do. Oh, goodness gracious. So this morning, besides complaining about the weather outside, I abuse poor Tom. I won't buy bacon or cook it. I will send him to Houston at Jessie's girl and let her cook him some bacon. So there you go. Karen said she had a call, but she is back now. Till death do us part. For better, for worse, in sickness and in health, or until the bacon stops coming. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you. Okay, I made it to the bottom. That is awesome. We have what looks like 26 beautiful people in here this morning. So good morning to everyone. Hopefully you got to see yesterday. I put out a video. I did some seed starts. So super excited about that. Man, I was jazzed up to do that. And I have them up on this top rack since they're the first two that I planted. I put them up on the top rack. And my next set is right here. And I'm going to get those started. Still not sure exactly what is going to come next in my rotation. I have so many things I want to plant, and I really this year want to get ahead of the squash bugs. Okay. Hey, Arlene, good morning. Welcome in. So I want to do what I can to get ahead of them. There's Bowen. Hey, Bowen, how are you, my friend? I know you've asked me, and I told you I would let you know. I've not been off this homestead in 3 days, so I have not been to the post office, but I will go out today. I'm going to venture out after Megan gets here. She and I are going to do a video, and then this afternoon I'm going to go to the post office. Rivers and Roots, Josh, how's it going? Oh, I bet you love my hoodie. I'm into fitness. Do you see what's on it? And then what does it say under it? Fitness deer in my freezer. Yes, this is one of my favorite hoodies. I love it. Have you planted the seeds I sent you? No, I have not planted those yet. Those are tomatoes. And I probably won't start those until that's probably I have tons of different tomatoes that I want to plant. But I'm trying to kind of reel myself back in. And so yeah, that's probably going to be in one of the last rotations of trays that I have. But yeah, I have 2 trays down here, 1 tray down here. So that's probably going to be that and peppers. So I want to get tomatoes and peppers. Let's see. Bowen said, I'm not sure. I just got up. I need like 20 minutes till I know how I'm doing. I feel you. I absolutely feel you. Nanny Tam said, I need to watch your video from yesterday. I kept my 3-year-old granddaughter yesterday overnight and had no time for YouTube. She is a handful. 3 years old, I can only imagine the things that they can get into anymore. Only some people can wear that hoodie this year. You're not one of them, Joe. Ha. Sorry. I had to do that. Yes. Oh, and Wendy's saying, I'm so excited to play with my new ones this year. What did Tamara say? Who I will always protect, defend, and respect the rest of my days, and will never forsake, betray, abandon, or neglect as my oath to you and God forever and eternity at Lazy Days Ahead. Get him, Tamara. There's more in there than bacon in that oath. I love the hoodie. Oh, I'm glad you do. I like it too. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is a good hunting hoodie because this thing is thick. You know, you have those lighter weight hoodies that you really like that you can move around in. This one is thick. So when hence the reason I'm wearing it today, because it's so cold here. It is very helpful. That was downright cruel. Hey, he had his chance. He had numerous chances. He just chose not to. So you got to get him, Jesse. Let's see. Cute hoodie. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I planted some of those things. I did my plant starts. And I planted some of those things that take a lot of time to germinate, like parsley, 21 to 28 days. Bunching onions were like 21, things like that, that take 3 to 4 weeks for them just to germinate. And sometimes on some of those, like I planted stevia. Stevia is a good alternative for sugar. If you've ever had a stevia plant, you can just pick off a leaf and you can like bite at it and you can just taste nothing, but it feels like crystallized sugar. So you have to be very careful with it because it is way sweeter than like sugar that you get in the store. But you can use it as a good sugar alternative. So I really like that about that. So let's see. Stevia has a very low germination rate. So I planted lots of little seedlings. I really am hoping that I'll be able to get a plant. I've never grown them from seed. I've only grown them as a plant. I ordered a couple of those plants because you can't find them at like the big box stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, the feed store. Even I went to the feed store. They have a lot of those kind of specialty niche items. They didn't have any, but they can't have everything. So I ordered it online. I had a couple of them. I wasn't real familiar with how to care for them. Kept them in the in the summer, and then we had a cold snap and boom, both of them went. So they're kind of like the loofahs, stevia is, or moringa. You don't want to let them get too cold because they will just croak on you in a second. That's another true fact. That's another true fact. Dot Roper is here this morning. Good morning, Dot Roper. How are you? There is Texas Raider. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? Hopefully you guys are staying warm. Southwest Living with Val has popped in as well. Thank you for coming in. Let's see if I missed anybody else that snuck in while we were talking about plants. Let's see. I said hello to Arlene. There's Miss Arlene, and everybody is saying hello to each other. I love that. What zone are you in, Miss Ginger? I am in 7. I'm right on the cusp of 7A and 7B. I more tend to lean planning 7B guidelines because that's a little bit colder, and sometimes we're like in a little holler, and sometimes it gets a little bit colder here than it does in other places. So that are like, 10 miles up the road. They don't get those little cold pockets that we get. So, let's see. I know that Annie had said something and I wanted to highlight it, and now I have lost it. Ugh, Annie, I'm sorry. She had said something about what they were growing there. Now, Annie, if you're not familiar with Annie at Our Urban Homestead, she is in Perth, Australia. There she is. The only things we have growing at the moment is watermelon, mini peppers, mint, and basil. Okay. Is that because it's so hot, Annie? I'm in the snow zone. Yes, I am. I feel like it. It's been about 4 years since we've had a snow like this. Hey, Ralph. There is Ralph at Webb's Web. You'll see him right there. Hope you're doing well. He's in Georgia also. Hopefully you are staying warm. I picked Scotch bonnet pepper, tomatoes, and oranges last night. I ate both oranges so darn good in the geothermal. Oh, that is awesome. I am so excited to hear that.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you
cold?
Cold? Yes. Okay. Megan is here, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Can we have a sidebar for just a moment?
But did you want to say hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Do you have an emergency?
Kinda.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put you on mute for just 1 second.
It's just a quick sidebar.
You guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. That's okay. Okay, that was not important. No. I thought it was going to be important.
No.
She could have just said that out loud, but that's okay.
When you're the middle child, you have to make a big deal of everything.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Okay.
Make sure they understand why you're here.
Help me, gosh. Help me, God, not gosh. Yeah, you heard me, but did you hear her? We're all trying to get Lynn came in. Lindy Okie Dokie. Did she come in? I see Wendy saying hello to her. Everybody said hello to Megan, but Megan went out the door. So I will let everybody know that you all say hello to her. My son says the same thing, Ginger. He said 2 girls are spoiled, but not him. I know the spoiled ones always think they aren't the spoiled ones, don't they, Wendy? Isn't that how it goes? That is nuts. So I promised the other night, Jesse said we can read lips. We went to the Joey School of Reading Lips. That takes years to graduate from that school. Just so you know. So I promised the other night I was on a live, and I'm doing a corner to corner blanket. So I promised that I would show that. If there, and I'm sure some of you guys are not knitters or crocheters, and so give us ladies some grace for just a second. Annie said I'm a middle child. Need I say more? Nope. No more words needed, Annie, but thank you. So I'm trying to use up some big bulky yarn that I have that I just, I'm like, okay, it's just sitting here. I'm not doing anything with it. I need to do something with it because I had a project, and as usual, I overbought for that project. But it's always good to have too much than too little because you may not be able to find it later on. So, but I overbought. So I thought, well, I'll just throw together like a lap blanket, like something. And oh God, am I going to need it? Time to go shovel some snow. No, you sit right there, Jesse, and you listen. You understand me, and you can talk about other things while I'm talking about this. So this is my corner to corner blanket. If you are a knitter, you are familiar with knitting on the diagonal. You've probably done that before, like a scarf in the diagonal. They're really pretty. It's the same concept, only you're crocheting. Your stitches are a little bit different. And I do love corner to corner because there's only three stitches that you need to know. You need to know how to chain. You need to know how to do a double crochet, and you need to know how to do a slip stitch. And that is the only thing you need to know how to do when you're doing a corner to corner blanket. You have the freedom to go as wide as you want, as tall as you want. You can use whatever size yarn, whatever size hook that goes with that yarn. That is why I love corner to corner blankets, because there is so much freedom involved in them. You can give yourself grace if you make some mistakes. So this is what it comes out looking like. I'm changing colors here. I've got 3 different colors because, like I said, I over ordered from my other project. So I've got these are my colors too. This is almost camo. You've got green here, a little brown. It's a taupey brown. And then there's this cream color. So I'm kind of rounding it out now. I'm on the last one. Hey, Glenda, Grace and Fire. Thank you for popping in this morning. I'm talking about my corner to corner blanket. But as you see, well, you can't see, I am crocheting. This is the side of it. I am crocheting because I have stopped. So you start in like a triangle. That's why it's called corner to corner. So you start in like a triangle, and then you work out from there. So you're working and building and getting it bigger and wider and going back and forth like that. And that's how you get the width that you want. And you can stop whenever you want. And then you can just go up the side and just keep building it tall. So I do love the freedom of the corner to corner blankets. And maybe one of these days I will do a video on how to start one. It's very simple. And there's actually tons of videos out there on how to do it. But those are the only 3 stitches that you absolutely need to know how to do to be able to do a corner to corner blanket. And they're warm. You can do them with thin yarn. You can, like I said, you can do them with this real chunky yarn that I have. You could do it with leftover yarns and just make it like kind of like a patchwork quilt if you wanted to, with just different colored stuff. You just, the opportunities and are limitless of what you can do when you do a corner to corner. I love to do corner to corners for babies because you can make a blanket and it goes quick. Now, crocheting, as you all know, is a yarn eater. Knitting, when you knit, you don't use as much yarn as you do when you are crocheting. Crocheting just eats up yarn. There is Two Doves, Bees, and Garden. Good morning. How are you this morning? Hopefully you are doing well. Thank you very much, Karen. I have crochet envy, Ginger. Oh, thank you. Thank you. She is so impressed with us, Rebecca. What did Jessie just say? It's easier to find one online and buying it. Just saying no, because let me tell you something. If you buy one of these blankets, you're going to pay for this, because this chunky yarn, I've looked online before. Megan's bought some when she lived in Virginia and she wasn't that close. She bought some blankets, some chunky blankets, and they're not cheap. I mean, you can find some out there that are cheap. I know, Jessie, that's not what I'm going to pay for it. I'm sure that's what you're going to say. Wendy said it is a tradition in my family that the grandma crochets a baby blanket for the new grandkids. I am toast. No, you're not. Yeah, that yarn is super expensive. You're very correct about that. It is super expensive. That's not what I pay for it. I know. I hear you in my head all the time. I have been dabbling, and I have a video coming out Saturday or Sunday. But I have been dabbling in this book, Natural and Herbal Remedies. And I have another one that I can't put my hands on. And I got them from Ollie's. Yeah. This book, I can't remember what I paid for it at Ollie's, but this book is, well, it doesn't say back here. Oh, yes, it does. US $14.99. I can bet you, I like this book too. I really do. Guys, one of the things that I'm going to put in one of these pockets is going to be marigolds. I did not realize, I mean, I knew you could eat marigolds. I knew you could dry them and give them to your chickens. They really like the flower buds. You can make tea out of it, but marigolds, wow, there is a lot of good properties and good things going on with marigolds. So that's going to be one of the things I get in one of those pockets. Yes, Jessie is probably on Prime Bids. That looks like a $5.99 book from Ollie's. It does, doesn't it? My mom made quilts for all the babies in our families. Yes, that is awesome to have a handmade quilt from a grandma. Marigolds are gold and the best thing to grow. They really are. And I grew so many last year. I mean, they're great pollinators. They keep some of those bugs away that we don't want them, the pests in our garden. They keep some of those away. There are so many things that you can do with them. Don't marigolds help keep bugs out? Oh, yeah. Josh just said it. Yes, they do. They have so many jobs. They fill so many lanes, whether you want to, make a tincture. There's a hair, like a hair salve that you can make that you can put on your hair that helps your hair with marigolds. I mean, I can't believe all the things that I found out about marigolds in this book. I do like this book too. I was getting pretty deep in it. Megan was like, wow, Mom, you're like really into that book. And I was like, yeah, I am. I can't believe all the things. Oh, Jessie said my mom's name was Mary and she had a heart of gold. Oh, she's our own little marigold. I love that. They're great companions for beans. Yes, and they're great companions for tomatoes too. And they help keep off those. I had a marigold that I planted in a big pot, that I started from just old marigold stems. Well, they're the seeds. And hopefully, if you know, you know, as Jesse would say, what marigold seeds look like. They look like a little stick. And you want to plant them head down until the little white part sticks out like this above the dirt, and then stop right there and let that little white part stick out. But head down, the white part sticking out, and that's going to give you better germination with those. But took some of my old seeds from my marigolds last year that I kept. I put them in a big, huge pot, and I put them right by my tomatoes. And last year, I only found one tomato hornworm. So I feel like they really help combat things like that, as well as like, what are those, like nematodes or something like that. I'm going to need all the tricks keeping bugs away when we move back. So we have hardly any here. Yeah. You know, that's the one thing I do like about winter. There's not a lot of bugs, flies, gnats, all that stuff. And you don't see the snakes. So those are the two things that I really like about winter. That's why winter is my friend sometimes. I did some research on companion planting, and all my plants are getting little friends this year. There you go. I mean, what's it going to hurt? In the block garden, I have most of my herbs in the block garden now, because they just seem to do really good in that bed. I've got the lemon balm, rosemary, basil. Well, the basil croaked, but the oregano, and all of those have overwintered very well. Hope, God willing, knock on wood, everything I need to do, that they make it through next week, because it looks like we're going to be back in the teens next week for about 4 days. So, but these last few years, they have overwintered very well. So the lavender, the lemon balms, I have oregano out there. I have sage. I have thyme. The thyme that I have, once it gets going, it looks like a chia pet. I mean, it is huge. It looks like a ginormous chia pet. I love it. But I put like 4 marigold plants. I planted seeds in like 4 different pockets. I had 4 marigold plants out there. Well, 5. Because one of them I uprooted and put in the bucket with the other seeds. And then that bucket was just like overflowing with marigolds. They're so easy to grow, guys. And there's so many benefits to them. Yeah, marigolds are the way to go. They really are. Oh, and Wendy said marigolds also feed the good bugs. Sorry, I forgot to read Val's comment. I did some research on companion planting, and all my plants are getting low. Oh, no, I did read that. Durr. 2 doves, bees, and gardens. We put marigolds in our raised garden beds. Pretty and good for companion planting. Yes, they are. They are beautiful. And you can get them in so many different colors. That's the really great thing that I love about marigolds. I love the ones that are like maroonish red in the center, and then yellow on the ends of the leaves. There is Old Pecan Homestead. Hello, how are you doing? Then my grandmother was a master gardener by the time I was a little kid. She had had a couple of strokes, but she still had a really nice garden. Marigolds were her favorite thing. Oh, and there's so many things, so many reasons why they're so good. And again, so easy to grow. They really are. Beneficial nematodes are so good. The triple threat. Beneficial nematodes are so good. The triple threat. Okay. And you don't have any marigolds. They are wonderful. They really are good. Marigolds can act as a perimeter defense to keep squash bugs away from your plants. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that guineas will run the garden without stealing your fruit. Yeah, I don't know how that is either. I know they're very loud. And that's the one thing that I've heard a lot of homesteaders say, I'm not getting them anymore. They come up to your door and I mean, they're screaming at the door like, let me in, let me in. Uh, they won't kill existing squash bugs, but they can help prevent from reproducing. Okay, I'd love to have that. James said, I found hornworms here at my house and no tomatoes planted. Minnie was trying to eat them. Ooh, ugh. Planting more flowers this year. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Girl, you have got a banging sunflower garden display every year. I mean, they are beautiful. I am so envious. This year, I'm going to get on the sunflowers again and have a good year last year with getting them to germinate and come up and stay alive. So hopefully this year I can get a better handle on my sunflowers, and maybe we'll both have a good sunflower and a good marigold year. Yeah, they aren't they? They kill, steal, and destroy. I mean, they just burrow into the actual bottom of the stem and just eat it from the inside out. It's so terrible and it's so heartbreaking when you see that. I mean, it's like you just go into a state of, what? Oh, no, not that. Josh said, well, even in summer, all I've ever had was some cutworms. I remember in Alabama, it was like full on war every day with the bugs. It really is. It's still, it hasn't changed, Josh. You'll have to re-up on those skills. Good morning, Gail. How are you doing? Hey, Lori Carp has popped in here. Hello. Nina Tam said, I think I'm going to have a little gardener with this particular great granddaughter. She begged me to keep the apple seeds for her apples so she could plant them. Oh, that is so sweet. Yeah, start them early. Nene Tam. Old Pecan Homestead said, hi, Josh, one time I had some beautiful Cherokee purple tomato plants. Oh, my heart breaks to read the rest of this because I kind of know where this is. I feel like I know where this is going. And they were flowering and fruiting like crazy. I came home, thought the goats got to my plants because they were so eaten. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That is so heartbreaking when you spend so much time and effort and love and care into those plants to give you what you and your family need, and then to have bugs come along and destroy it. Yes, I agree with Wendy. They're of the devil. I hate squash bugs. There is Ben's Over Acres. How are you doing this morning? Been wearing my long hat. Rebecca, she's been wearing her long hat and don't have to wear a warming mask with it. There you go. And Shayla said, turned out it was blister beetles in one day. Oh my gosh. How heartbreaking is that? Peppermint is one of the best options for companion planting with squash. Squash bugs are repelled by the strong minty scent of peppermint oil. You know, I went even so far as one year, squash bugs got into the stem of my plant, and I had heard that if you order this certain product and then you inject it into the stem and then wrap the stem where it's exposed and open, it will come back to, I mean, I went to great lengths to save my squash plant, and to no avail. I mean, those things are just that. I mean, I guess they want to eat too. I mean, I'm trying to be, more Christ-like here. I guess they need to eat too, but do you really have to eat my plants? Why can't you go out in the woods and forage like other bugs do? Because it's easier just to come to my garden and get a full, spread. Indiana Backyard Gardener sent me some cool marigolds. I can't wait to try them. That is awesome. That is awesome. I hope they turn out well, Gail. Marigolds are so easy to plant and they're so beautiful. They really are. Other plants that repel squash bugs include catnip, marigold nasturtiums, petunias, radishes, spearmint, and I think you meant pansy. But yes. No, I don't know. The P is not near the T on the keyboard. Tansy? Am I reading that right, Jesse? I don't know what that is. Yeah, that would be devastating, wouldn't it, Josh? It's yeah. Especially when you know what, and you've grown before, you know what you can produce from your garden for your family and to put up in the freezer for, the next year. You know what you can produce, and to have it come and just be wiped out in an instant by bugs. But that is why I'm going to try to get some squash planted early, and maybe I can get an early harvest, and then hopefully they won't go crazy on my squash plants this year. I've not had yellow squash in 2 years in my garden because of squash bugs. Wendy said, James said mint is also good near your house as well. Wendy said triple threat beneficial nematodes you can buy at Arbico Organic or local garden center. Okay. Let's see. I found out that planting garlic near your roses is good. I'm going to try it. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I've heard that too, Wendy. Actually, I watch Living Traditions with Kevin and Sarah. I don't know if you guys watch them. But before I started my YouTube channel, I used to watch them like every single week. And now I try to catch them when I can between watching friends and, making our own videos. But back then, when I was watching them, they had gotten some guineas and they ended up getting rid of them because they thought they were like the guineas themselves. They kind of thought themselves a dog. So they would follow them up to the house, and they would stand outside the house and just screech in the house. And they said, we just couldn't take it anymore. That was not happening. That was not good. Gonna get rid of them, not getting them again. That's the bad thing. The good thing about them is they eat ticks, they eat fleas, and they get all of those bugs that you don't want on your homestead. Lemongrass helps keep the mosquitoes away. Yes, it does, Karen. And lemongrass also, if you chop it up and dehydrate it, makes a wonderful tea that is very beneficial for you. So lemongrass has a couple of different jobs that it can do, kind of like marigolds have wonderful things that they can do. Everybody is saying hello to everybody that just came in. Variety of flowers, yes, because so many different flowers do so many different things. Basil helps too with bugs, yes, and I just can't get my basils to overwinter. That's the only thing. They when they get hit, I've got the sage that has overwintered, and it is well established. It is kind of like, I'm going to say it's like the sage is probably 3 years old. The thyme is probably 3 years old. And the oregano is 4. And the lemon balms are either 5 or 6 years old. All of those plants in the block garden that I have are so well established in there that they go dormant. And this year I've heard, this is the research that I've done and things that I've heard from others is when you get those really good snows, your next year of gardening is going to be really good because all that moisture is, the deep down in the soil is getting a really good watering. So I am hopeful that that is true and that will apply. But all of those herbs that are in the block garden are so well established, but I just cannot for the life of me get a basil to overwinter like everything else does. That oregano is so delicate and so beautiful out there. It's Italian oregano. I did not think it was, going to make it the first year. And then the second year, I was like, oh, that thing is toast. And no, it keeps coming back every year. They're so good about it. I just can't get a basil to do that. I wish I could, but I guess they're just not built that way. They're kind of like squash, watermelon, things like that. You just have to replant every year. So Wendy said you can even get bugs in the geothermal. You can get gnats, thrips, mealybugs, and another one I can't think. Yeah, I can imagine that would be bad if they got in there, because then they get in there, they multiply, and then you have like a breakout and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not a breakout, an outbreak. Sorry. Words are hard this morning. Sorry. I had all the bugs last year, Gail said. I know it feels, some years you just feel so defeated, but you have to be so thankful for the things that you did get. And I'm trying to use that outlook this year. Like all my girls, I have like 20 chickens, 22 chickens. And then the new chicks that we got from Mike and Terry, that we incubated those eggs, the zombie chicken eggs. Now, I only think out of those 8, I'm looking at them and I'm thinking like maybe 3 of them are hens. So rooster freezer camp is probably going to be full later on when I figure out how many. I don't need another rooster on the homestead. I already have 2 and I already have fights break out with them. So I'm trying to keep those 2 alive. Anyways, the chickens that I have were, they were all laying so good. And then of course winter hit and they take a break, and I've not gone a day without at least 1 egg, because the girls have kind of offset. Some are stopped and then they got going again, and the other, they kind of staggered it. So I'm trying to be, instead of negative about what I'm not getting, I'm trying to be positive about the amount I am getting. I got 6 eggs yesterday. And I said I have 22 chickens. 2 of them are roosters, so I'm not going to get any eggs out of them. But, I think, actually I have 19. 21. So I have 19 hens, because we lost a hen about 3 weeks ago. I don't know what happened to her. And she was one of the ones that Megan and I bought on Chick Day. I mean, I know sometimes they just, and it wasn't even a cold night really. So I don't know what happened to her. There was no signs of, mayhem or anything in the pen. I just went in the pen and she was, 6 toes up, and I was like, okay. Not sure what happened. Everybody else is fine. They've been fine since then. But I felt bad for her for sure. But you got to try to be thankful for what you are getting. Got 6 eggs yesterday. That's half a dozen eggs. That's awesome. That is amazing. Gail said, I have a bug plan this year. Plant the stinky stuff first, then my regular veggies. There you go.
Wow.
You just want to come in like a wrecking ball there, Miley?
I just want to let everyone know I'm basically a technician.
A technician?
That was broken,
Uh-huh.
and I fixed it.
Really?
Yeah. Are you shocked?
Awesome. No,
You're
Joe
surprised?
fixed it for you, Minnie. I'm so proud of you. Everybody said hello too, by the way.
I saw it was an electrical issue. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, really?
And I am just
Not an electrician?
the doers that get things done.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
You working
me.
at Home Depot this year?
Uh-huh. So I fixed it. And you want to know how I fixed it?
How
This
did you
is the key
fix
to everything?
Because you listened to your daddy?
No.
Oh, okay. How'd you fix it?
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Okay. All right. I love that.
The golden rule.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
See, I thought you were going to go with Papa's golden rule with it, which is hit it with a hammer, and that'll straighten it out.
Does that work for people too?
I was going to say
I wish he was
it
here
may
to
explain
ask.
a lot about why I'm, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm basically a technician. Anyways, the Chick-fil-A by us, I saw, maybe the chick had a Chick-fil-A nightmare. The Chick-fil-A, I just saw that.
Who
near
said
us
that?
closed down
Jesse.
for renovation for 3 months.
This one in LJ? Oh my gosh, Megan,
my heart is broken.
I can only imagine. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to drive all the way to.
I'm not going nowhere.
Canton.
I'm just not getting fried chicken.
Oh my Chick-fil-A, I'm so sorry.
I did ask at the gym. They ordered a whole new vending machine. This is very relevant, I promise. They ordered a whole new vending machine and they had it delivered. And I was like, oh, what was wrong with the old one? And they were like, the people who worked there, they were like, the card reader wasn't working. I was like, oh, that happens at ours all the time. I just unplug it and plug it back in and it usually works. And he was like, we didn't try that. And I was like, you ordered a whole new vending machine before trying plugging it and unplugging it and plugging it back in? That's like thousands of dollars you just wasted.
Crazy. You are just a master electrician there, Megan.
I'm just saying. You know?
I know. Oh, you know, Gail, I am very excited about that too. All the flowers this year, I'm super excited about them. I have to reel myself in though. I mean, excuse me. I have to make sure I get the things that I need done to make sure that we have, I'm telling you, I have the planners. I have the notebook. If you watched the video from yesterday, I am planning, documenting what I do. Because you never know, it's one of those things where you throw it at the wall. If it sticks, it sticks. And you want to remember what you did that went right. You also usually learn the hard lessons you learn, those stick with you. But when you get it right, you're like, dang, the next year, I forgot what I did. How did I do that? You want to remember those things. We grew the most beautiful watermelons one year, and in one night, the coyotes nearly ate them all. We had 15 really nice ones. That is so sad. I am so sorry. Tansy is a flowering herbaceous plant with finely divided compound leaves and yellow button-like flowers. Huh. Wow. Really? You don't say. You do say. You said it right there. I believe most of the bugs come after Adam and Eve ate the tree. Yeah, I thought you were telling a joke. You're being serious, and I'm agreeing with you. So we weren't supposed to deal with them. Thanks, Adam and Eve. Among other things, yes. The pain I experienced in childbirth. Thanks, Adam and Eve. Ginger or Chat, I'm in zone 7A. Oh, you're kind of right there near me, wanting to find some books on gardening. Any recommendations? The one gardening book that I have is called The Vegetable Gardener's Bible. It is big and it's usually like $35 on Amazon, but it is well worth your time. But that book is very thorough, very detailed. There are tons of people out here that have a lot of videos. A lot of our friends have a lot of videos that you can pick up tips from. I have a lot of videos on gardening and things that I do. So those are free, obviously. So you could watch a lot of those, just depending on kind of what you want to start with. And kind of focus on like 3 or 4 plants. That way you can give them your undivided attention and you can learn all you can know about those plants. And I would write it down because, again, if you're learning about 4 of them, it's going to be different for all of them most of the times. And what their needs are, what they can do, what you need to put around them. Anyways, and Texas Raider, if you will, if you can send me an email at notfornothинghomestead@gmail.com, I will be happy to share some seeds with you. There's probably a lot of people in this chat that would be happy to send you some seeds if you have like a PO box for your channel or whatever. If you don't want to give out your address, I completely understand that. But I will be happy to share some seeds with you. And when you know, that way you're not out anything, you know. Another book that I do really like, and Wendy at Hardneck Farms probably has some suggestions for books as well. Wendy has very good gardening videos on her channel also. She's very knowledgeable. So is Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And I don't think she's in here this morning. She was in here last week. Her name is Sandy. She is actually a master gardener. She has taught master gardener classes. So she is very knowledgeable as well. But another book that I do like is Carrots Love Tomatoes. That's the name of the book, Carrots Love Tomatoes. It is a really good book for companion planting, but I'm kind of along the lines with, I think it's M.I. Gardner said it, you know, who asked that, who interviewed those plants and got that information. They're actually telling you what plants flourish better together. Some of them do, you know, kind of say, don't plant this with this. It's just because maybe they won't produce as well if they're planted together. But M.I. Gardner is, and I know he's on YouTube and Instagram. He is really good. Very young kid. You're going to be like, what? You want me to listen to this kid? He's got a fertilizer that he sells, that he makes. I bought it several times. I have like 3 bags in the high tunnel now called Trifecta Plus. It's a really good fertilizer. But one of the things that I like to use the most is just fish emulsion. If you use that and dilute it as it says on the bottle, it's a very mild fertilizer. And it's liquid, so you spray it on, and you can do it like once a week. It's that mild, but it's good for the plants. So I'm sure that Wendy probably uses it too. Let me catch up real quick before our hour is up. Sorry, I have to go. My sister is elderly and seems very depressed this morning, and I'm going to go and try to lift her spirit. Oh, you were so sweet, Karen. Have a great day. I'm so sorry. You're probably already gone. We love you. Hopefully you can get her spirits lifted up. Rebecca said, I'm hoping you can show everyone the blanket I'm working on for Karen at Flash Ministries. I haven't seen anything come through my phone except for something from Yeti. But if not, if you put it up on your, oh, I do see it. Hang on. It's downloading now, Rebecca, so I will show that when I can. 4 years of listening to them, loud guinea hens and ducks, and they have less than 5 acres crammed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be annoying. Everybody's saying bye to Karen. Yeah, she has a lot of patience. Wendy does. So for her to get annoyed with birds is bad. Garlic, onions, mint, spearmint, marigolds. Gonna plant them throughout my container garden this year. That's awesome, Tamra. Maybe with all the snow we get helps then. Yes. Basil hates the cold. Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it? Love your herb garden, Ginger. Thank you so much, Tamra. I love that thing too. I really do. That was one of the best things that Joey and I did when we first moved here, is built that block garden. I have oregano under my grow light. Let's see how this goes. Very good. Dill is good for bugs too. Yes, I have dill planted already because that takes a little while to germinate as well. Yes, she said, I can't wait to see that. Debbie said, I can't wait to see that, Tamra. I have to release lacewing and ladybugs in the geothermal. Oh, nice. They take care of everything. I have a lot of garlic planted. Oh, she said, thank you, Debbie. She said, I have one rooster I got from my daughter. He is a sweet rooster. I have a beautiful rooster, too, that I really... One, that's funny. I saw that. Yeah, she may have had a Chick-fil-A nightmare. One rooster that I actually thought was a chicken to start with. So, yeah, that's why, yeah. But that's why he's my favorite, because I walked around with him like he was a chicken the whole time. I was thinking, what? And then he started crowing one day, and I was like, you're not a chicken? Dang it, man, I thought you were my favorite chicken. How much is y'all's eggs where you live? We don't have our chickens since we are trying to move. Eggs here are $9 for 18. A 5 dozen box is $29. Holy cow, that is crazy. They're getting up there. They're like $6, $6 a dozen, I think. I don't know, Josh. It's been so long since I bought eggs. Since I've had chickens, I haven't bought eggs, because they have really been good about keeping up. And then we bought the new chicks, and then they kind of alternated with the other chickens about taking a break. So, you see, Megan thinks of the easiest things first. Ain't got no gas in it. There you go. That's why it won't go. I was at Hobby Lobby yesterday. A lady said eggs were $9 a dozen at Bruns Dairy. Wow, that's crazy. Tamara said last week paid $12 for an 18 count. Can you believe that? That is a ripoff. And they're trying to say it's the bird flu. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I am going to go off on a tangent. Wow, Wendy said she's selling hers for $5 a dozen. I'm actually making a flower area this year. Oh, nice. That's going to be beautiful. Farm fresh eggs are $5 a dozen, she said. That's awesome. $7 for Nanny Tam. 2.5, $19. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Gail. I'm so glad I did. Don't forget to say a little prayer over it when you do your plants. I know you do, but I almost forgot. Okay. That's why I'm trying to remind everybody. Okay. So, let me get my phone out of this tripod here, if I can, really quick. And there is the picture of the blanket. Is that not beautiful? That's gorgeous, Rebecca. How beautiful. That is so nice. Oh, they're going to be so excited with that. 18 for $7 in Northwest Oklahoma. Oh, wow. You are lucky. Yeah, it's such a scam, the bird flu thing. It is, isn't it? I managed to have to buy eggs this winter, barely. They finally picked up on laying. Yes. That's awesome. Oh, you're so welcome, Texas Raider. Don't forget, notfornothingHomestead@gmail.com. It's real easy. Just the name of my channel, @gmail.com. She said, wow, Lori, we quit shopping Wally World, shop locally owned grocery store. That may be why the prices are higher. That's true. That's true. It may be. Jesse did put up the link for Sandy. Suburban homesteader in Wyoming, Arizona. She has some wonderful tips. And like I said, she is a master gardener. So you won't be sorry to watch any of those things. Carrots Love Tomatoes is an amazing book. Seed to Seed. I have that one as well, Wendy. I need to get my books out. Yes. Oh, Lori said she lives 45 minutes from the closest Walmart. So her price is from a local grocery store. You love And My Gardener, me too. I love his core planting method. If you've not seen his core planting method, go watch that video. CORE, core planting method. It saved me over the summer. That's for sure. Yes. Luke Huga Homestead. Thank you. Luke. I forget his name. It's Luke. He's a young kid. You're going to be like, what? I'm listening to this kid. He's really smart though, guys. He is a good guy. Oh, that is so awesome, Wendy. Yeah, he seems like one of those that definitely, no matter what, he would make it right. There you go, Jesse. Drop the link for that. Thank you so much, Jesse and Tamara, for modding in here. I so appreciate it. They're backward insane and attacked me before weird folks. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who that was about. There is Scott with Rambling with the Brums. Yes, guys, don't forget. I am going to run down here to the bottom. Sorry. Scott with Rambling with the Brums. I did see that he already has his thumbnail up for today. So you will have Procrastination Thursday with Scott. If you go over there, that's at noon. It's in like 55 minutes. So Scott, I'll be over there as well, but Megan and I have to go film a video before she goes to work real quick. So I got to go to the ladies' room and then I got to go do that. Tonight is Homestead Hangout. So don't forget, my friends, at Homestead Hangout starts with Gillum Farms, Johnny and Christine. Just go there. Johnny will tell you where to go and when to throw up some orange hearts after that. So, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. God bless you and your family. We love you, and we will see you hopefully tonight in some of the chats or today in some of the chats. Okay. Yes, you too. I'm going to highlight this one. Tamara says, have an amazing day, everyone. That's right. Jazz hands today. Don't forget, be sweet. All right. Love you guys. I will